So now we are in the context, especially in the last class we discussed regarding Shraddha. Interestingly, I was going through few more points to be understood. When you are giving Shraddha, especially in any Tirthasthanam, any pilgrimage place, whether it is Kashi, here Uttarakanshi, or Gangotri, or Puri, or Rameshwaram, you name it, any important places. There, you are not supposed to do the pariksha, examination of Brahmana. Because sometimes, especially from South India, people when they come to North India, that to Gangotri or Kedarnath, even if you go to Badrinath, you will discover that only you will have frustration. Sometimes you will say, better I should not have given Shraddha at all. And that too, when you come to Prayaga Sangamam, Mahaprayaga, Prayagraj, there you will have more frustration. So in this context, it has been said very nicely that remember, in Tirthasthanam, you are not supposed to look at or examine Brahmanatvam of Brahmana, whether he is doing Sandhya Vandanam properly or not, whether he is doing his, Sakha Veda studying or not, whether he is following his things or not. Do you know why? Because logic gives very nicely. He is there in the Tirtha place for food and cloth, nothing else. For his sake and for his family's sake. Maybe he has extended greed for food and cloth. Vastras, okay? Food and cloth. So, Vastra and Anna and Vastra. So, when he is there only for this food and clothings, what is your job? You have come there, Tirthasthanam, to earn punyam. And who is coming to you? You didn't call, the person comes to you. So when the person has come to you and asking you for food and clothes, why should you ask the details? So the person gets things, you also get your punya. So this is to be noted so that you will not get frustrated in any pilgrimage place, okay? Or else you will start cursing yourself. Why did I come? Why did I do this? Okay? Continuing. A grihastha, as you know, like each ashrama has its own duties. Like a brahmachari is supposed to spend more time in adhyana, studying. And of course, a Banaprasthi. So Banaprastha means literally after 50s, okay? Hey, don't plan any of you, okay? For you guys after only 70. So now it has been extended, okay? So because some of you are waiting, Swamiji, give us license, okay? After 50 we will go and end up with you. Please, wherever you are, be there. So that's why I'm extending 50 to 70, okay, for you guys. Then we'll compromise in between, okay? We'll think of. So based on the situation. However, so in Banaprastha life, there tapas is predominant. And sannyas life, adhyapana and adhyana. Teaching and studying. And if you want to technically look at this way, Shravanam is in mainly Brahmacharya ashrama. Mananam comes Banaprastha. And Nididhyasana in Sannyasa ashrama. Whereas in between, called Grihastha Ashrama, it's a very crucial ashrama, because on which ashrama everybody depends. Not only all other three, brahmacharya, grihastha, vanaprastha and sannyasa depends, even if the birds, animals, including gods, do depend upon grihastha ashrama. Is it clear? Because only a married person has a right to do many things. Others cannot. Because I would like to say something, I must bring one acknowledgement. In fact, very personal, but still I am trying to say you. Now, for example, so Gautam is going to become a father very soon. Means father of a grown-up son. Means, just incidentally, I would like to say how this is very painful, but I am putting it in a very careful way, so that let Avita smile it, okay? So that's why. See, technically, recently, as Avita's mother passed away. So because Avita's mother has passed away, now Avita's father cannot do the ritual for the son marriage ritual. It is not allowed, because without wife you cannot do the ritual. So when the son's marriage cannot be done by father because wife is not there, now there is no other option, because Avita happens to be the elder sister of the brother. So that means what? She has to play the mother role, and Avita's husband Gautama has to play the role of father. And this is what supposed to be. Okay, indirectly I am trying to say this, Gautama has to prepare himself, okay? Or else he will be in a mood, okay, he will do whatever he wants. And he is very good in making mess, okay? It is recorded, okay? Be careful. Because he is Mr. Unpredictable, okay? Anyway, however, coming back to the point. So, this example apart, how the Grihastha ashram plays a big role in all sort of rituals. And only a Grihastha ashram, or the person who is in a Grihastha ashram, can do everything. So what is to be done? The point is here, for Grihastha ashram, the Puranas highlight different vratas. So tapa and vrata, there is a difference. So vrata means you continue everything, but you add something extra. And there you follow certain, rules and regulation. And we have inner number of these vratas. I was looking at a few, starting from that Mahapataka Nasana Vrata. Just few names I would like to read it, but don't ask me details. Rudra Vrata, Neela Vrata, Priti Vrata, Gauri Vrata, Soumya Vrata, Saubhagya Vrata, Sama Vrata, Ananda Vrata, Ahimsa Vrata, Vishnu Vrata, Kalpaksha Vrata, Bhima Vrata, Brahma Vrata, Sugati Vrata, Prabha Vrata, Dhanaprada Vrata, Devi Vrata, Bhanu Vrata, Saura Vrata, Mitra Vrata, Rudra Vrata, Dhama Vrata. It goes on and on. In fact, I was going through, it's very interesting. Why it is being talked, let us not get into too details. It wants to highlight, according to your convenient, according to your resource, you need to do at least a few vratas. That's why I sometimes feel very uncomfortable, especially people when they leave their own place and stays in other place. For example, many of you belong to that category. Suppose, let us say Tamil person leaves Tamil Nadu, stays in Odisha or here. That fellow is neither a Tamilian nor Odia. Is confused. Do you agree or not? Will not follow Tamil culture, nor will follow local culture. And finally will end up following whatever is convenient. Is it clear? That is what we call A, B, C, D. Okay? So this A, B, C, D is nothing but exactly this. Now, when you don't follow a vrata, which is supposed to be, like, I'll give you another example. If you are, let us say, Vaishnava, Vishnu Bhakta, Lord Vishnu is your Ishtadevata, you are supposed to do Ekadashi. On 11th day, you are supposed to do fasting, no rice and other things supposed to be followed. Suppose, you are Rudra, Lord Shiva. You are supposed to do what? Pradosha Vratam. But what people do? Conveniently, I am a Vedantini, I am a yogi. You understand? Neither this nor that. So it is a disaster. And finally, I do whatever is convenient for me. And when I do whatever is convenient for me, what happens to me? You know better. So that's why vratam is to be taken up. Whatever you feel is comfortable, because in vratam there is some challenge, some difficulties. And of course, in vratam also there is something called giving. Charity is involved. For example, including Ekadashi Vratam. Just example sake, I would like to say, bring it. What is Ekadashi? On Ekadashi Vratam, you do fasting. Then next day, Dwadasi, you have to do Dwadasi Parana. So how you are supposed to do Dwadasi Parana? Do you remember that or not? Before having your food, you are supposed to find out a person and feed him first. Without feeding others, you cannot eat. Not closing the door. Because I notice many people, especially in South India, the moment they want to eat, they will close the main door. Hey, God's sake, never do this mistake. The rule is door supposed to be open while having food. Anybody should come in while having food. No, nobody should see, even if you are in a city. Because the rule was, before having food, you are supposed to look around and see whether anybody is there or not. You are supposed to call, please come, come, come. Without giving food to others, one is not supposed to have food. In fact, if a person starts having food without giving to others, that person will become a Preta, will become a ghost. And we'll see there are 5 types of ghosts today. Okay, a lot of descriptions are there. However, if you want to discuss about this Preta concept, so let me also talk a little bit. First of all, when we look at this Preta, generally we say that when a person does not give food to others, definitely that person becomes. I am searching where is that page gone. So there are 5 types of pretas I was going through. Very nice, interesting points. Because to talk all these things, I have to read around 60 to 70 pages, okay? So where I kept what, I forgot. Okay. However, now let me come back to the point that when a person, especially the story goes related to Pitru. So Pitru, one of the great king, so he happens to be very pious person doing everything. So he thought, why not he will go for a pilgrimage. As he started moving for pilgrimage, so he had to cross a place which was a deserted, no trees, nothing, but suddenly he came across 5 people and he was shocked. They are very furious, very funny looking. So he did not know what to do, very much afraid, but somehow he managed to face. And asked them, who are you? I am really scared of you. What has happened to you people? Then these pretas, they said one word, look, now we are suffering because we don't have food and water. This is the most important point to note. So the main point of this preta, the ghost, the departed soul, they look for water to drink and food to eat. Because technically they don't have gross body. But that they don't have gross body, they don't realize. Because they are so much engrossed. And they look for food, but they cannot eat. They look for water. In fact, they go to the water place, but they cannot drink because there is no physical body. Bhogayatana is not there. In fact, I had come across few of them. In fact, I have spoken to them also. They said this, look, we saw there is water. In fact, we go to the drink water, but we cannot drink. And we get so frustrated that we want to drink, but we cannot drink. We want to eat, but we cannot eat. That's why there is a rule, especially when you prepare something good, food, and that too, if it is very dear to your, people, those who are no more, you are supposed to keep that thing little bit outside, in their name. That's why some people in Parishechanam also they follow Bali, they keep it little bit outside on the plate. There is another method. In the temple, if you follow, in every temple there is a Bali system. They keep the rice everywhere, moving around in the night, if you can see. To make sure that all the pretas are being taken care. And interestingly, when you offer something to other person in the name of that person, they become very happy, satisfied. It is like you cannot eat chocolate because you have got diabetic. But deep within you want to eat chocolate. There is a crave for you, crave for chocolate, but you cannot eat. Now what happens? Somebody gives chocolate to a child in your name. Hey, look, grandpa cannot eat, on behalf of grandpa, grandson gets the chocolate. Now sing that, grandpa becomes happy or not? Appa, grandchild is eating. Or somebody outsider also, a child or anybody. Now, because my papa cannot eat, now please have chocolate. So how this works? So also offering food and water, we take care of the ghosts. I cannot say ghost, Preta is a wrong word, ghost, okay? Ghost is another word. Preta. Preta means the jiva who has left the body without the interest, forcefully had to leave the body. That is called Preta. And they said, look, we are 5 type of people, and our name is, one is called Parishita, Suchimukha, Sighraga, Rodhaka, and Lekhaka. So these are the 5 names they give. And each name stands for one aspect of Pretahood. And all are related to food. Like, there are people who don't give food to others. And this habit, I don't know where from come, especially in West I see, it's a very bad habit. You know, they will call for, let us have dinner. Then they will sit on the table. Then after having food, let us, distribute, share the food. Means, share the bill, okay? What is this sharing the bill? It's ridiculous. Can't you give the food to someone? What is this nonsense of sharing bill, food bill? Which I really cannot digest. Anywhere I see they share the food bill with others. Really, I am sorry to say, I really don't respect those people. One of the worst things to happen in life, sharing food bill. And some people go one more extent, coffee bill also they share, okay? So, in fact, they will come under Preta category. So, one category of people, they eat the best food, the waste food they give to others. So, they are called Paryushita category. Whereas, there is another group of people, what they do is, they give namesake. And they will create excuse, create different type of issues so that the person cannot. And some people run away. They find some excuse. I have my body pain, I have this pain, that pain, I will not eat. So that I will not eat, nor I will give you. And not only that, also, there are people, what they do is, they never try to share that food. Because in culture, most important thing is, sharing food is important. In fact, I would like to say openly, as you know, my favorite, this Britishers. Britishers has never contributed anything to the world. They are the number 1 parasites. And the best example is the Indian culture they destroyed systematically. And that impact now is everywhere available. Because as per the rule, food is not to be sold. In India, before Britishers came, food was not sold anywhere. Every village, there was no issue for food. They may not eat, but they will make you to eat. And in small towns, Chatram was there. Poultry was there. So that food was served. So there was no need to go to restaurant. Because there was no restaurant at all. But nowadays what happened? Maximum Brahmins are holding restaurant. It's a very good business, okay? Very unfortunate. And this concept was brought in by Britishers. How they destroyed the culture very systematically, you cannot think of. However, let me not get into controversial, but you should understand this point, that what is the purpose of my life? To be happy, to be contented, to be secure. And the easiest way to make happy myself is to feed someone. Can you see this point? Whether you are a friend, whether somebody, when you feed something, do you feel happy or not? That moment at least. Okay, after that bill becomes a little painful. Don't worry. And not only that, it is a reciprocation. When you keep doing it, of course, if not that person, some other person will take care of you. Now, nature has to take care of. Of course, you have to be careful, okay? If you discover the person is only taking, at least you have to teach the person once in a while, okay? So that is, that is a different dharma altogether. But what is general rule? Or else the person will be Preta. That's why I am coming to the point. If the person is Preta, how the person will liberate from that? For that we say two methods. One method is satsanga and giving food. That's why we make sure, especially on 13th day, if you observe, we do rituals and some discourse supposed to be there and food has to be there. Because when you do satsang, means this discussion happens, the Preta gets elevated. These are the, cultural practices. And food must be part of it. And food is to be prepared, not from the catering, okay? I'm sorry to use this word, okay? Nowadays, everything is catering, especially in South India. I'm sorry, Chennai is gone case now. The person is no more dead because coffee no dosham. So the coffee, morning coffee, dead body is there. Morning coffee will come from the catering, okay? Hey, this is my observation, okay? Don't pull me too much today. However, so here he says, I need to take care of my people, especially my departed people. And moreover, there is a beautiful concept I would like to bring it today. If you see any of your departed people in your dream, whether father, mother, or anybody, okay? There's a beautiful point to observe. Anybody you see in dream and they are no more, next day you are supposed to do Shraddham for them. It's must. Because when the person comes in the dream, it means the person is coming to bless you and wants to eat. Only two purposes. It is like in a marriage. Friend circle comes to attend marriage. For what? To have fun? Correct or not? Just to have fun and sympathize on you. Nothing else. So also in dream, when departed people comes in, next day your job is to do Shraddham. If you cannot do Shraddham, Shraddha means not only Tila Tarpana, okay? This is called Begarli. Shraddham, okay? Shraddha means, please understand elaborately and make sure at least prepare the food that person likes. And that food, all these panchavalis, at least keep some food outside, let birds eat if you cannot feed other things. At least make it 3 to 4 places on the top for pipilika, for all the ants, birds, for dog, for cows. So in the outside you can keep it, because first thing is offering the person and keep it outside for them. And if possible, if you can give to others, fantastic. But if you cannot, at least do this much. Because in fact this had happened to Lord Rama. When Lord Rama was in Pushkara Kshetram, there he saw that Dasaratha and all mothers, they have come to be part of this thing, and all of them are there. So when he woke up, he went and asked the rishis, I saw my father, mother, everybody, they have come to bless. Then the rishi said, that means it is time for you to give Shraddha for them. And there are many incidents we have. So, don't ignore this aspect. So whenever you see departed soul, please take care of this. And moreover, when all these things are related to this Preta, we say with the blessing of ancestors, we get a good progeny. In fact, the child becomes good. It is because of the blessing of ancestors. So nowadays, generations are going other way around because there is no blessing at all. It's an amazing concept to observe. And in this concept comes, Markandeya Rishi. So if you look at Markandeya Rishi, so there was a, let us say, young child. He was very nice. And of course, Markandeya Rishi's son, called Markandeya, he was a young boy. That time he was 5 years and a half. So one person saw him and said, look, this child is going to be alive for 6 months. Now what is to be done? Now the Rishi Markandeya, what he did? Quickly he did Upanayana. This is also a point to be noted. Because only after Upanayana, if you do Namaskaram and other things, that will bring punyam. Without Upanayana, whatever you do has no punyam. So nowadays what they do? Before marriage, the sacred thread ceremony. And after marriage, sacred thread ceremony goes somewhere. And many houses, there is a nail, okay? They keep a nail perfectly. So they remove and hang on the nail, okay? And especially in hostels, there are many nails, okay? So one fellow goes, you can find out, if in a wrong place there is a nail, that means one Brahmin boy was staying in that room. So there is a way to find out, okay? Who was your ex in that room. However, here, this boy was being given to Gayatri, Mantra, Brahma Vidya. After that, father said one thing to him. Whomsoever you see, especially any sadhus, any respected people, do Namaskaram. This is the point to be noted. Because by doing Namaskaram, we increase our Ayu longevity. If you want to live longer, do Namaskar. This is the secret. So this boy was given one mantra, do Namaskaram to everybody. And nowadays, you know what is Namaskar, especially North India. I see very funny Namaskar. Left hand, not even the right hand, okay? Left hand comes, if it comes till the knee, that means something is great, okay? So half thigh, okay? And that too from a distance. Boys, girls, everybody, okay? I don't know where from this culture come. However, if the person does not do Namaskara properly, bending down, making the head on the ground, the person will not see the growth in life. There will be no longevity, there is no humility, there is no knowledge, there will be nothing. That's why we say what? That as akasat patitayam toyam sagaram pratigacchati sarvadeva namaskaram keshavam pratigacchati. Whomsoever we do namaskara, it goes to Lord. As the water, whatever falls wherever, finally it goes to the ocean, the sea. That's why we never miss doing namaskara. It was culture, now things have gone away. Suppose any elderly person comes to your house, do you do the namaskaram properly or not? Especially sastrika with wife and husband together, supposed to be to get the blessing properly. Or you go to anybody's house, if you see they are elder to you, do you do namaskaram properly or not? No, nowadays shaking the hand with the remove, no, without seeing the shoe, remove the shoe, you know what people do, okay? Technically is wrong. And interestingly, this Markandeya, finally, as he was doing, suddenly he came across Saptarshi. 7 rishis are doing, as he has been doing namaskaram to everybody without knowing, he did namaskaram to them. And as usual, all the rishis what said, Ayushmana Bhava. After saying Ayushmana Bhava, all the 7 rishis woke up, whom we have said Ayushmana Bhava, who is this child? And they discovered only 5 days or more. This fellow is going to die in 5 days. And how could we say that Ayushmana Bhava? So it is not possible. It's not going to work. But we have said this Ayushmana Bhava, it has to work. So there is a conflict. In fact, they took Markandeya Rishi to Brahmaji. Now we are in confusion. We don't know what to do. He is supposed to be alive for 5 days. But we have said Ayushmana Bhava means may you long live. Now live long, not long live. Okay, live long, long live. So now what to do? Then Brahmaji discovered, true, now what is to be done? So there is something, don't worry. In fact, Brahmaji said, Chiranjeevi Bhava. He added one more word, okay? Because this boy, the way he again did namaskaram to Brahmaji, the way he behaved, Brahmaji became pleased and said, Chiranjeevi Bhava. So may you live forever. For one kalpa. In fact, there is a beautiful point. In every kalpa, one Markandeya comes. This is for your kind information, okay? In each kalpa, one Markandeya comes. So, this is one aspect of Markandeya. Other aspect of Markandeya in this kalpa, that was related to that holding on to Lord Shiva. So, that is another story goes, okay? However, here the point to be noted that by doing namaskaram, one can achieve many things in life. That's why you don't have to bother who is doing what. Because even if a person is criticizing you, you don't have to bother. Because we say, the one who criticizes you, remember, that person is your best friend. In fact, there is a beautiful verse. I am searching that verse. So, I think I should really note down all these verses separately. Good. Akrosaka samo loke sruhud anyo na vidyate yastu duskrutam adaya sukrutam swam prayachati. Such a beautiful verse. Sorry. So the one who talks very badly with some bad intention, akrosham. So keeping some sense of insecurity or something, jealousy, whatever it may be, the person talks always badly. Because the person feels inferior, the person feels insecure. So how to cover up insecurity? So the person has to bring up and others bring down. That is how we try to blame others. That's why whenever you criticize others, you know that person is better than you and you cannot compete. And your natural tendency will say, better to bring down so that through the process I'll become big. So that is called a sadist approach. And many people do that. And he says, look, these people are the suhrud, they are the best friend. In fact, in this lokam, there is no better friend than these people. Do you know why? He gives the logic. Yahatu duskrutam adaya sukrutam swam prayachati. So what they do? They take away your bad things and give you better things. So that's why they are supposed to be the best friend. So that's why we don't have to bother at all. Whoever is in front of us, if they are age-wise elder, let us do Namaskara. If they are knowledge-wise better, let us do Namaskara. Even if they are younger, age-wise. But knowledge-wise, when they are better, we do Namaskaram because we do Namaskaram to the age. With the knowledge. Also, we have this concept based on the Varna. So, which Varna one belongs to, based on that Namaskaram comes. And finally, last Namaskara comes Ashram. So, if the person is in highest Ashram, gets Namaskaram. So, this is the order of Ashram. And Devatas are always to be saluted. So in short, whenever a person gets opportunity, let the person do Namaskar. With this, today we'll stop. Om Punnamada Punnamidam Punnat Punnamudachyate Punnasya Punnamadaya Punnameva Vashishyate. Om Shant Shant Shanti.